If you just got handed a plumbing quote that made your stomach drop, or you are standing in the hardware aisle trying to decide whether to fix something yourself or call somebody, this one is for you. I am Mark Silverbridge, and I have spent 35 years of my life turning wrenches inside real houses. And here is something the guy who wrote that quote will never tell you. Before I write a single number on a job, I walk the house and run a checklist in my head. 15 things. 15 small, cheap, boring things that a homeowner can handle without paying anybody a dime. When one of them is off, that is usually the whole problem, and the fix costs a few dollars instead of a few hundred. Today, I am handing you that entire checklist. Stick around for number 8, because it is the repair homeowners are the most scared of, and it is far simpler than the trade wants you to believe. Number 1. Find and test your main shutoff before you ever need it. This is the valve that cuts every drop of water going to the whole house. Think of it as the emergency brake for your entire plumbing system. When a pipe lets go at 2 in the morning and water is coming through the ceiling, the difference between a mop job and a $10,000 insurance claim is whether you can find that valve in the dark and turn it. So go find it right now. It is usually where the main line enters the house, near the water heater, down in the basement, or in a box out by the street. Then, and this is the part folks skip, actually turn it. Old valve seize right up. If it will not budge, or water still runs after you close it, that valve is dead, and a plumber replacing it runs $200 to $400. Cheap insurance. Once you can shut your own water off with confidence, every other repair on this list gets safer, because now you control the flow. Number 2. Keep your drains healthy with peroxide and baking soda long before they ever clog. You do not need the harsh stuff that eats your pipes from the inside out. Once a month, pour half a cup of baking soda down a slow drain. Follow it with a cup of plain hydrogen peroxide from the drugstore, and let it foam for a while before you rinse it with hot water. The baking soda knocks down the odor and loosens the greasy film, and the peroxide foams up the pipe wall and lifts the gunk that is just starting to grab hold. It is a couple of dollars of stuff you probably already have under the sink. Now that you can keep a drain clear on your own schedule, you stop reaching for those chemical drain openers that corrode the very pipes you are trying to protect. Number 3. Never ever pour grease down the drain. I have cut open kitchen lines packed solid with a gray, waxy plug, and it always starts the same way. Somebody pours hot bacon grease down the sink. It looks like liquid going in. But a few feet down the pipe, where it is cold, that grease turns right back into a candle. It hardens. It grabs every bit of food and coffee ground that floats past, and it builds a wall. Clearing a greased-up line runs anywhere from $200 for a simple snaking to well over $1,000 if it reaches the main. So let the grease cool in an old can and throw it in the trash. That one habit alone can save you a repair bill that would make your eyes water. Master that, and you have already dodged the single most common kitchen call I get. Number 4. Fix a running toilet yourself by swapping the flapper. That constant hiss and trickle from the bathroom is not just annoying. A running toilet can waste hundreds of gallons a day and quietly pile real money onto your water bill. 9 times out of 10, the culprit is the flapper, which is the little rubber seal at the bottom of the tank that lifts when you flush and drops back down to hold the water. Over the years, that rubber goes stiff and warped and stops sealing. A new flapper costs a few dollars at any hardware store. You shut off the water at the wall, drain the tank, unclip the old one, clip the new one on, and you are done in about 10 minutes with no tools at all. A plumber would charge you a full service call just to walk in the door for that. Once you have swapped a flapper, you will never pay a soul for a running toilet again. Number 5. Learn the right way to use thread tape. The white stuff plumbers call Teflon tape. Homeowners grab it, wrap it any old direction, and then wonder why the joint still weeps. Here is the trick that makes it work every single time. Wrap the tape around the male threads in the same direction the fitting will screw on, which is clockwise as you look straight at the end of the pipe. Wrap it 3 or 4 times, snug, so the threads still show through a little. Wrap it the wrong way and the tape just unravels as you tighten it down and does nothing. This little roll costs about $1, and it is the difference between a joint that seals for 20 years and one that drips behind the wall and quietly rots your framing. Get this one right, and you can confidently make up your own threaded connections instead of calling for help on every small fitting. Number 6. Put a hair catcher in every shower and tub drain in the house. This is the most boring tip on the whole list, and it might save you the most aggravation. Almost every slow bathroom drain I get called for is the exact same thing. A wad of hair and soap knotted up in the pipe like a bird nest. A little mesh screen or silicone catcher sits right in the drain, costs a couple of dollars, and stops the hair before it ever gets down there. You empty it into the trash once a week. That is the entire job. Skip it, and eventually you are paying somebody $150 or more to pull that same clog out for you. Once you are catching hair right at the surface, those recurring shower clogs simply stop happening. And a $2 screen beats a $150 drain call every single time. Quick word before we keep going. Everything here lives in my book. 50 easy plumbing fixes that will save you $10,000. It is 50 step-by-step repairs a homeowner can knock out on a Saturday with basic tools, and it shows you when a repair is safe to do yourself and when a contractor is padding the bill. The link is in the description. Number 7. Check the water pressure in your home with a cheap gauge. A lot of homeowners have no idea what their pressure even is, and pressure that runs too high is a silent killer. It hammers your pipes, wears out every washer and valve years early, and can blow out a water heater tank or a washing machine hose while you are at work. You can buy a gauge that screws onto an outdoor spigot or your washing machine tap for about $10. Screw it on, open the tap all the way, and read it. You want to see somewhere between 40 and 60 pounds per square inch. If you are sitting up above 80, that is real, and it is chewing up your whole system right now. The fix is a pressure-reducing valve, which runs $250 to $400 installed and pays for itself in appliances that stop dying young. Knowing your number means you can catch the problem before it floods the laundry room. Number 8, the one I told you to stick around for. Reseating a toilet on a fresh wax ring. When water shows up around the base of the toilet, or you catch a whiff of sewer smell in the bathroom, the seal under that toilet has failed. That seal is the wax ring, a simple ring of soft wax that sits between the bottom of the toilet and the drain flange in the floor, and it keeps water and gas from leaking out around the base. Homeowners hear the words toilet leak and picture a huge, expensive, filthy job. It is not. You shut off the water, drain and disconnect the toilet, lift it straight up and set it aside on some towels, scrape off the old wax, press a new ring into place, and set the toilet right back down on top of it. A wax ring costs a few dollars. A plumber will charge you $200 to $300 to do exactly this. The only real trick is setting the bowl straight down and not wiggling it, because a wiggled ring will not seal and you get to do it twice. Do this once, and you have taken the single scariest sounding toilet repair there is and turned it into a Saturday afternoon. Number 9. Thaw a frozen pipe the safe way and never with an open flame. When a cold snap hits and a faucet gives you nothing but a sad little trickle, you have likely got ice in the line. The danger is not just the ice itself. It is the pressure that ice builds up between the frozen block and the closed faucet. And that pressure is what actually splits the pipe. So open the faucet first, so the melt has somewhere to go. Then warm the frozen section gently with a hairdryer or a heat gun on low. or wrap it with towels soaked in hot water, always working from the faucet end back toward the frozen spot. Never, and I mean never, take a torch or an open flame to a pipe. I have watched people nearly burn a wall down trying to save a $20 section of copper. Warm it slow and steady. Handle this one calmly, and you turn a burst pipe emergency into a minor winter chore. Number 10. Fix weak, spitting faucet flow by cleaning the aerator. When one faucet suddenly runs weak or sprays sideways all over the counter, folks assume the worst and start thinking about tearing out pipe. Slow down. The problem is almost always the aerator, which is that little screen tip that screws onto the very end of the faucet and mixes air into the water. Mineral scale and grit clog it up over time and choke the flow right off. Unscrew it by hand or with a rag so you do not scratch the finish. Rinse the little screens out. Soak them in vinegar overnight if they are really crusty, and screw it back on. Cost you nothing but a few minutes. If you had called somebody, you would have paid a service call to stand there and watch them do that in about 30 seconds. Now that you can restore a faucet yourself, low flow never fools you into thinking you have a real plumbing problem again. Number 11. Learn to actually use a plunger, because odds are you are doing it wrong. Real quick, and this one is completely free. A plunger only works if it moves water, not air. So make sure there is enough water in the bowl or the sink to fully cover the rubber cup before you even start. If you are plunging a sink, stuff a wet rag into the overflow hole first, or all your force just blows out the side and nothing happens down in the drain. Seat the cup flat, keep it sealed, and use firm, steady strokes instead of wild slamming. The pull back matters just as much as the push down. Get the technique right, and you clear the everyday clog in under a minute with a tool you already own, no chemicals and no service call. Number 12. Run a monthly enzyme cleaner to keep your whole drain system flowing. An enzyme cleaner is not a harsh chemical at all. It is a bottle of helpful bacteria that eat the organic gunk, the grease and soap and food film that slowly coats the inside of your pipes. Think of it as a tiny cleanup crew you send down the drain once a month to keep the pipe walls scrubbed clear. You pour it into the last drain you use at night, so it sits and works undisturbed while nobody is running any water. A bottle is cheap and lasts you months. It will not blast through a solid clog, so understand, it is prevention, not rescue. Keep it up, and you head off the slow buildup that turns into the clog you would otherwise pay good money to have snaked out. Number 13. Know what should never go down your toilet, no matter what the box on the shelf claims. Your toilet is built to handle exactly two things, plus the paper made to break apart in water. Everything else is trouble. The big one is wipes. Even the ones labeled flushable do not actually break down. They snag, and they build into a wet mass that jams your line and the city main both. Paper towels, cotton balls, dental floss, feminine products, grease, all of it stays whole and grabs on to whatever is already there. I have pulled ropes of so-called flushable wipes out of pumps that had failed for a whole neighborhood. When in doubt, it goes in the trash, not the bowl. That one simple boundary keeps the nastiest and most expensive backups from ever starting inside your house. Number 14. Keep a couple of push-to-connect fittings on hand for a genuine emergency. You may know these by the common brand name, SharkBite. A push-to-connect fitting is exactly what it sounds like. You push it onto the end of a pipe, and it grips and seals on its own, with no soldering, no torch, and no glue. When a pipe bursts and you have shut the water off with that main valve from number 1, one of these fittings and a coupling can get you patched and water back on in minutes, even if you have never touched a torch in your life. They cost more per fitting than the old-fashioned soldered parts, so they are not what a plumber reaches for in a whole house repipe. But for a homeowner in a bind at 9 at night, they are the difference between water back on tonight and waiting 3 days for an emergency appointment. Keep a few in a drawer. Once you can make an emergency repair with your own 2 hands, a burst pipe stops being a panic and becomes a problem you solve. Number 15, and this is the one that keeps you honest. Know exactly when to stop and actually call a professional. Everything on this list you can do yourself, and I truly want you to. But a good plumber and a good homeowner both know where the line sits. Anything involving your gas line, stop and pick up the phone. A sewer smell that will not go away, a drain that backs up no matter what you throw at it, or water bubbling up out in the yard that can be a main line or a slab leak. And now you are into real money and real skill. Any repair that has you cutting into pipes buried inside a finished wall, get a second opinion before anybody sells you a full repipe you may not even need. The smartest homeowners I know are not the ones who never call a plumber. They are the ones who fix the $15 problems themselves and only pay the professional for the problems that are genuinely worth paying for. Before I let you go, here is a bonus that has caught more hidden leaks for my customers than anything else on this list. Go out to your water meter and pick a stretch of an hour or 2 when nobody in the house is running any water at all. Look at the meter and note the reading, or watch the little flow indicator, the small dial or triangle that spins whenever water is moving through. Come back after that quiet hour. If the number moved, or that little dial crept forward, even a hair with every tap in the house shut off, you have got a silent leak somewhere, and catching it now instead of on a shocking bill can save you a fortune and a whole lot of water damage. One last thing. That same book, 50 Easy Plumbing Fixes That Will Save You. $10,000 is about the quiet money, the cheap parts, and small habits that add up to thousands kept in your pocket across every year you own the home. If a plumber with nothing to sell you sounds useful, subscribe to the Mark Silverbridge channel for more honest fixes. The link is in the description.